Welcome to the Barry Farah Show, serving you to sell more. Follow at Barry Farah.
Hello, I hope you're doing well. And I'm glad you're here because today we're diving into step one of the selling with integrity process. Over the next few episodes, we're going to break down a precise script for the initial 60 seconds of your customer interaction. If you do that right, you're going to sell more. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's authentic. In our first episode, we reclaimed persuasion and talked about why positive persuasion is good. It's an invitation to sell with integrity. In our second episode, we covered the three pillars: respect, how we engage to create safety; complete, how we explain to create clarity; and elevate, how we deliver excellence to create confidence. This mindset positions you to be natural at the front door instead of mechanical. The selling with integrity process has 4 steps: build rapport, discover issues, explain solutions, and close clean. Today, for a couple more episodes, we're going to focus on step 1, build rapport. Everything from step 2 and forward is going to be an uphill climb if you don't do step 1 properly. In fact, it's the difference between selling and not selling. So before you ever get out of your truck, execute a quick 90-second pre-game routine. Take 30 seconds to make sure you're presentable, that you're clean. No food in your teeth, no salsa on your shirt. Take a minute to just kind of wipe off your hands with a clean wipe. Take another 30 seconds to review positive persuasion. Remind yourself that it's a good thing to help someone improve their life. And take the final 30 seconds to review those 3 pillars: respect, complete, and elevate. You know, building rapport is simple conceptually, but it's much more than a smile. In fact, a genuine smile involves both the mouth and involuntary muscles around the eyes. And when that's real, the customer can tell. You know rapport is important intuitively, but brain science backs it up. It's so important, I want to give you some of that brain science so that you can be convinced. So when you meet a stranger, their amygdala is instantly activated. This is the brain's threat detection center. And until you prove otherwise, it is on high alert. The customer's brain is running a subconscious calculation. It's looking for ways to either build trust, meaning they actually want to solve a problem with you, or they're looking for ways to use you purely as a research tool to make it easier for them to buy from someone else. So if you mess this part up, their prefrontal cortex will not engage. And that means they won't collaborate with you, they won't open up, and there will be no meaningful partnership. In other words, they're not going to buy from you. Rapport is not just small talk. Rapport is creating a safe environment where the customer becomes comfortable enough to tell you the truth. When genuine rapport kicks in, it naturally triggers the release of the trust hormone, oxytocin. And that kicks in the reward neurotransmitter, dopamine. And when that happens, the neurochemical shift allows them to feel safe and sense that you're genuinely interested in them. It signals to the customer's brain that they can finally drop their defensive posture. Before customers decide to buy from you, they decide whether they should trust you. Modern neurobiology research proved that logic alone does not drive a decision. The brain processes trust deep within the emotional centers of the prefrontal cortex and the insula. In other words, the customer needs to have a good gut feeling. And if you're getting a lot of delay signals from your prospective customers, you might need to focus more on the first 60 seconds. By prioritizing rapport, you are literally rearranging the neurochemicals of the customer's brain, opening the door to collaboration, honesty, and decision-making. That's why rapport comes first. So let's get started with the script. You will see a 4-sentence greeting. Let's start with the first sentence. Way more important than you might think, but when that door opens, the very first words out of your mouth have to be, "Hi, I'm Barry with Champion Air." A quick structural note here. In these examples, I'm going to use my company, Champion Air, as the example just to make it easier for flow. Feel free to swap in your own company, of course. Those first 3 to 5 seconds are a high-stakes moment. Even if you have a company badge and a uniform or a beautifully wrapped truck, the customer's brain fundamentally needs immediate, undeniable evidence of two things. Who are you and who are you with? If you don't explicitly and clearly introduce yourself, where you connect yourself to the company, you're toast. Why? Because the human brain instantly tries to fill in that gap, and that's not good for you. The biological reality is that any gap the brain is forced to fill during the initial encounter creates immediate suspicion, and that uncertainty creates instant tension. Have you ever sensed that the prospective customer was polite but non-committal all the way through the process? It's probably because you skipped this step, and that gave them permission to judge you and retreat into a defensive posture. So let's look at our slide. Identify yourself and your company. When that door opens, deliver total respect with your tone and your face. Create clarity immediately. Don't make room for the customer's brain to fill in the gap with negative conclusions. Next time, we're going to dive into conveying polite concern and conveying warmth and optimism. It'll set you up for success. Until then, respect the person, complete the process, and elevate the standard. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening. Follow Barry Farah on your favorite podcast platform at Barry Farah.